So in this video, I'm going to show you how to connect to Microsoft Excel file and CSV file. In this case, like in Tableau Public, you just click on Microsoft Excel and you see your list of Excel files, and then you click on it and it opens. Now as I open this Excel file, as you can see, there's many different files inside. Let's open this exact same file in Excel, so this will make more sense, where you have many different sheets right here. So here in Excel, I have the exact same file that I have here. As you can see, in Excel you have different sheets inside this Excel file. Alright, and then these sheets inside this Excel file correspond to the different sheets inside this Excel file. Now if you had this file as a CSV, so if you go back here, as you can see, there's no option for you to connect to CSV, but you can still connect to a CSV file. Let's go back here. If you want to connect to a CSV file with Tableau Public, let's try clicking on Microsoft Excel again. From here, you click down and click All Files, and let's just choose a CSV file. As you can see, the CSV file refused to open, but you can still open a CSV file in Tableau Public, and to do that, you convert the CSV file to Excel file. If you have a .csv file and you want to open it with Tableau Public, you have to convert this CSV file into Excel file. And the way you do that is you go to File, Save As, and from this drop down list you choose Excel, and then you click on Save. Now you have an Excel version of this file. So if we close this and go to Tableau, now you can go to Microsoft Excel and choose economy.excel, and you connect to it. Once you have your data set open, if you go to Sheet, you can see there's nothing in Dimensions and Measures, and it tells you what data source you're connected with. And from here, to work with any of these sheets, you just drag it to this area. That's how you'll be able to connect a sheet. Then if you go to Sheet, you'll be able to see the information corresponding to that sheet. So if you go back to data source here, you can combine different sheets together using a join, but in this case we just want to work with only one sheet. Once you have connected your sheets, you can change the name of your data source. Changing the name of your data source here does not change the name of the Excel file. Whatever you do in Tableau only happens to the data set in Tableau. So let's go ahead and change this to confirmed cases. So we've changed the name of our data source, and if we come back here, as you can see, the name of our data source has also been changed. And if you have multiple data source connections, you can click this and then you can choose from the different data sources. So let's add a new data source. So now we have a new data source, and from this drop down menu you can switch between the two data sources that you have open. And if you go to Sheets, you'll be able to choose between the data sources that you have open to choose which data source you want to work with in your view. From the data connection page, you can change the metadata about your data source. So from here, Excel automatically assigns your data to dimensions or measures. So it tells you that this is a number, and this is also a number, and this is categorical values. And it just shows you the first 1000 rows, but you can also change how many rows you see here. You can change the type of data that this is. So if we click on this icon, it tells you the field name, which is like the name of the column, and the remote field name, like that is the actual column name. So from here we could change the field name to something like score, and changing this to score just to make it easier to read doesn't actually change the actual column name in your original data set. So remote field name is the name of the column from your original data set, and field name is the name of the column in Excel. So you could change the field name to make it easier to read if that's better for you, but just know that whatever you do here doesn't actually change the underlying data. Everything you do here is only happening in Tableau. If you are in this view, you could also change your column names from here. So from here you can do rename, and let's call this year. So you could change in the field names or column names from this view or from this view. If you make changes to the underlying data set, let's say in Excel, you can just come back here and then right click on the data source and click on refresh data and click on yes. So if you go to, let's say, for Excel and make changes to your data set, or if you bring in new data and you want your view to be updated, you just come here, right click and refresh data. And you could also rename your data source from here or duplicate it, and you can also close your data source. Just a quick recap: to connect to data, you click on the type of file it is. In this case, we do Microsoft Excel, and you choose the Excel file that you want to connect to. If you have a CSV file that you want to open, just open that CSV file in Excel and save it as an Excel worksheet, and you'll be able to open it with Tableau Public. Once you connect to your data, if you have an Excel file with multiple sheets, you just drag your sheets into the view to tell Tableau what sheet to work with. If we go here, you can choose the data set to work with, and in this case let's choose education. And then if we go to confirmed cases, no sheet is chosen. So if we go back to the data source and drag this sheet to this place, now if we go back to sheet and go to confirmed cases data source, you'll be able to see the sheet we just chose. And you can change the name of your data source, but it doesn't actually change the name of the Excel file, it just changes it in Tableau. You can switch between different data sources. You can change the metadata for your data set. And if you make changes to your data set outside of Tableau, you can just click on this to refresh your data source, or you can also refresh your data source from here. In the next video, we'll go over making changes to your data set from this view. See you on the next video.